All right, what up, guys? Emerson from Adams Athletics.
And I'm Max from Adams Athletics, and we're here today to put a debate to rest that's been going on through the MMA community for over 10 years, and that is, which glove is better, the UFC's gloves or Pride FC's gloves used in Japan? So we're going to take a look at them today, give you our opinions, tell you what our bottom line is, and we're going to start with the UFC gloves. I'm going to hand it back over to you.
All right, cool, thanks. First thing first about these gloves, I did get them about a year and a half ago. I've used them a lot, actually, in that year and a half. And some good things about them is they have pretty decent support, actually, around the wrist. Sorry, guys, hold on. But, yeah, pretty decent support around the wrist. They got, you got the double kind of Velcro design, real tight around the wrist. But as you go higher up on the glove, no thumb loop. It is pretty loose, actually, around the palm. And very loose, actually, around the fingers. I mean, there's some movement. I know that's the whole point, but, not very good support. The leather is held up okay. There's a little bit of peeling down here on the strap part of the glove. The logo is cracking, and actually mine had a big kind of tear in the leather right there. So all in all, I'd give these gloves about a 6 out of 10. I mean, they held up okay. They weren't as good as I think. I think they're overrated personally, but I mean, if you're just doing some light grappling, maybe some light striking, they're perfect gloves for that, but to play anything more, I'm not a big fan. And, I think the size of these is they're a bit big. If you're an XL glove, get a large in these because they do run a bit big. Like I said about the loose fingers and stuff. So, all in all, 6 out of 10. I mean, I'm not trying to steer anyone away. These are okay gloves. This is just personal opinion. And, that's about it for this glove for me. So I'll hand it over.
All right. Now, I actually like these gloves a little bit better. I think they really are the baseline for all MMA gloves that have come out since they were started to be used by the UFC. They're a lot better than the Iwano gloves that the UFC started out with. There are a lot of problems with those guys having problems with their hands, things like that. I know these are liked a lot more by the fighters, and these have actually sold a lot well in the private market as well. Good things about this, the padding, definitely thicker than the Iwano gloves, and real solid. Now, this amount of padding has kind of become the baseline for all gloves that have come out since. Wrist support as well is very good. You won't really have any problems there. It's really a basic glove, basic open palm design. Some of the cons with this particular glove, however, the padding is very stiff. For instance, these have been with us for over a year now. Padding's still real stiff. It never really feels quite broken in. And that becomes a problem over time because it does strain the muscles in your hand to have to deal with that. Downside as well, no thumb loop. That's something I really, really like, is having the thumb loop in there. It just, having that additional support, it gives you peace of mind a little bit. The thumb holes are a little bit baggy and loose as well, and I'm not particularly a fan of that either. The biggest con for me, though, is definitely the tight padding. I'm really not a fan of that. Overall, though, I would give these gloves a 7 out of 10. They really did revolutionize the way people look at MMA gloves, and they are the baseline, and they are the one we see the most. And they've won awards for being the best glove before, I think more than 1 year. I know 2009. There might have been a few other years as well. So they are highly regarded in the MMA community, and that's why I would give them 7 out of 10. So moving on, let's look at the Pride gloves.
All right, guys. These gloves, on the other hand, my opinion is different. These gloves, man, I'd give them a 9 out of 10. They're just insane quality, an insane amount of performance in these gloves. I mean, take a closer look. They are the lace gloves. They do have the neoprene thumb loop, thumb support. So they're, U.S. Air Force giving us some trouble right now. There's some really good quality gloves, though. The only little problem I had is in the glove that he has, the stitching did pop right on there. Because, this is a two kind of padded, separate pads design. They're not all like one thing connecting. They're two separate things. And a lot of people do complain. They'll tell you you can't grab in these. The jiu-jitsu guys and more submission-based wrestlers saying, man, I can't grab onto whatever, I can't grab his limbs, I can't submit. But I've never had that problem. Coming from a judo and sambo background, with some of that like catch hybrid wrestling in there, I've never had a problem submitting in these gloves. I mean, to me, they almost feel good to the point where they're a sparring glove. I mean, it doesn't look like there's much there, but I mean, the feel of it, it's insane. So I really don't have any cons about these gloves. I'm going to give them a 9.5 out of 10. Perfect gloves.
All right, so I'm going to take a look at that same glove. Now, little disclaimer here, these aren't the actual official Pride gloves. These are just a Pride style glove. They're actually made by Thunder Fight Gear. But Thunder did a really good job replicating what Pride made, and I don't think we're ready to spend $1,000 on the official Pride gloves because that's about the going rate on eBay right now. There are a lot of companies that do gloves like this. They'll often call them Pride style gloves. Definitely worth taking a look at. It's a very good style. These, I would give them a 9 out of 10. A very, very good glove. To me, I was a huge Pride fan, so there's a lot of history behind it as well. It's just cool to have something like this. Now, as far as the glove itself, the padding's awesome. These things, the Thunder brand gloves actually felt broken in from the start. The padding was great. The leather is in real good shape. They did a good job with the color as well, I think. The only thing I dislike about what Thunder did, logo's got to go down here. That's where it belongs. You can't have it up here. But as far as just talking about the style of glove in general, I like it a lot better because of the thumb support, definitely. And I love the laced MMA glove design. Now, other combat sports have been using the lace design for, in boxing's case, well over 100 years. And there are other combat sports such as Kempo who have used the lace gloves as well. And, MMA kind of looked like they were going that route when Pride was using the lace gloves. I wish they would have stuck with this. I like it a lot more. Now, with the laces, the gloves are one size fits all in a lot of the cases where you go to buy them. That works fine, actually. The laces allow you to tighten to any size you want it to tighten to. And this is great for guys who like to use wraps, and you could use any size of wrap. You could use your standard wraps, and this glove will fit fine. You could put on your Mexican wraps, and this glove will fit fine. You could use no wraps, and this glove will fit fine as well. The laces are great. They allow you to really kind of get a good feel. It's almost a custom size. Thumb loop is great. Allows you to grapple, do all that without having to worry about the stability on your thumb. That's something that I always worry about. The only downsides I would say with this glove, the finger loops are just a basic sewn-on loop. They don't cover the front of your hand like a lot of the open hand designs will. Now, this is good in some ways because it allows a lot more movement. With the UFC style glove, you lose some of your hand dexterity. With these, you don't. However, the downside is if you have shorter fingers in these gloves, you can lose a finger like that. And from a training standpoint, not a problem. Pop it back in, keep going. But if you're in a competition, if you're in a fight, whether it be MMA, combat sambo, anything like that, having to stop because of equipment is a hindrance you don't want to have to deal with. So that's my only downside for these gloves. Other than that, I love them. They're great. They're almost historic at this point as far as MMA goes. So I'm sticking with 9 out of 10. Pick up a pair if you can find them. So that's all we have for you today. You can take a look at our website down below and go through the store, and you could find these gloves or similar gloves there, as well as many other products that we're looking to sell. So if you're on YouTube, please hit like or subscribe. And if you're on the Adams Athletics website, be sure to check out our store. Thank you so much. Have a great day.